I'm 73 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that might upset you. Everything you think you know about getting old is completely wrong. And the people who were supposed to tell you the truth, your parents, your teachers, even the people you admired, were probably lying to you, or they simply didn't know. I didn't know either. I wasted 56 years believing a story that sounded responsible but quietly destroyed my life. They told me, be patient, work hard, your time will come. They said old age was a reward. They promised rest, peace, and happiness at the end. I waited to travel. I waited to chase my dreams. I waited to say how I really felt. I waited to live. By the time I turned 30, I was already tired but hopeful. At 40, I was successful on paper but empty inside. At 50, I felt trapped by the life I had built to please everyone else. By 56, I realized the truth, but it was already expensive. That's when I knew. Time doesn't refund you. People don't tell you this, but aging isn't scary because of wrinkles or gray hair. It's scary because of regret. I've sat in hospital waiting rooms listening to grown men whisper, if only I had tried. I've held the hands of friends who spent their whole lives providing for others, only to die without ever enjoying what they worked for. Your parents didn't warn you because they were repeating what they were taught. Your teachers trained you to survive, not to live. No one tells you that your body will weaken before your dreams do, that energy will disappear while your desires stay loud. At one day, bending down will hurt more than heartbreak ever did. At 73, I don't regret failing. I regret never trying. I regret the risks I was too afraid to take. The people I loved but never told. The life I postponed for a future that never arrived. Here is the truth they never taught us. There is no perfect time. There is no later. There is no guarantee. Old age is not a blessing by default. It becomes a blessing only if you live fully before you arrive there. If you are listening to this and you still have strength, if your legs still carry you and your heart still dreams, please don't make my mistake. Let me be clear about what I mean when I say I wasted 56 years, not in laziness, not in crime. I wasted them by being obedient. I did what was expected. I followed the rules. I chose safety over truth every single time. I stayed in jobs that drained me. Because people said, at least it's stable, I stayed silent in moments. I ignored ideas that excited me because they didn't look serious. I confused being busy with being fulfilled. That's the quiet trap no one warns you about. You wake up early, you come home late, you provide, you endure, and people clap for you. No one asks if you're happy. Years pass like this, neatly, politely, invisibly. He looked responsible. He looked tired. He looked unfinished. Then one day, I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the man staring back at me. At 56, my body started slowing down, but my mind finally woke up. That's when the regret hit. I realized I had trained myself to survive, not to live. I had raised children, paid bills, met expectations, yet abandoned the one person who needed me most, myself. No one tells you this truth. Time doesn't leave suddenly. It leaves politely, 1 year at a time. Until one day, it's gone. At 73, I don't dream of being young again. I dream of being brave earlier. Brave enough to fail. Brave enough to disappoint people. Brave enough to choose meaning over approval. Because here's what old age really teaches you. Most people don't regret what they did wrong. They regret what they never did at all. They regret staying too long. They regret shrinking themselves. They regret waiting for permission that never came. So listen to me carefully. You are still strong enough to walk away from what is killing you slowly. Do it. There's a voice inside yet asking for more. Listen to it. If fear is the only thing stopping you, understand this. Fear doesn't disappear with time. Opportunity does. I wasted 56 years believing life was something that would begin later. It never does. Don't waste 56 years preparing for a life you never actually live. Start now, because growing old is inevitable. But growing old full of regret is a choice. If you are watching me right now, you have a choice today. Life begins the moment you decide to stop postponing yourself. Please, don't learn this at 73. If this resonates with you, leave a comment. Tell me what you're going to do differently. Subscribe, because I have more truth to share.